She and her are my preferred pronouns. And I love that you asked, because that's what we're dealing with in this piece. So I'm most known for my character from RuPaul's Drag Race, Laganja Estranja, who was quite infamous for her antics, needless to say. But because of that infamy, I was really able to build a brand and travel the world, create an international, high heels masterclass, and really expand from what people saw on TV. So being given the opportunity here at YoungArts to not only expand on that, but to really break the mold and not really involve drag in a typical way has been very freeing for me. Not that I don't love drag or that drag hasn't been crucial to who I am as an artist, but sometimes it feels very limiting because I'm portraying a character that I was on TV 4 to 5 years ago. So even though I've grown as a person, the character is kind of like a stamp in time. So here at YoungArts, I'm able to leave that stamp behind and to really express what it is that I find is unique about drag, and that is the discussion of gender. And the many different ways that people express gender. I think now that gender is becoming much more neutral and much more of an open conversation about expression, not so much about what's physically between your legs, but how you feel inside. So that's kind of what I'm trying to explore while I'm here at YoungArts for my 3-week residency. And the piece is divided into several sections. The beautiful jewel box that we're sitting in now will be the immersive part of the performance. I'm calling it immersive dance theater. I've also been explaining it kind of like a haunted house, except it's not scary, it's beautiful. But when I say haunted house, people usually get the idea right away, like, okay, so I'm gonna be going through something. There's going to be, actors or dancers or singers interacting with me. And that's exactly what we're doing, but it will be told in the story of gender. Starts with Adam and Eve, and it works up all the way to the non-binary. So there is a linear portion, but of course it's still very abstract. We'll only send 40 up at a time to come through this experience. The rest of the audience will be downstairs on the plaza where we're having another performance that's on loop. So every 10 minutes as someone comes up into the jewel box, there's another performance downstairs that's looping. So like I said, a cast of 13, 4 vignettes, a whole performance down there. It's a lot of different moving parts. With each vignette, I'm looking at gender as like a metaphysical thing. So for me and Adam and Eve in the first section, the original sin to me is gender, the fact that we were codified and separated. So instead of an apple, it's a red high heel, and the man places it on the woman. So in the second room, the second vignette, which is the one we're currently in, technology, we wanted to think about this idea of loop, because again, technology, gears, everything runs on a loop, and the glitch being a switch and in gender. So the loop is male and female, and the glitch is transgender, non-binary, anything that steers away from what people might think. Of course, it also has many different metaphors, how technology has affected the way we see gender. I think transgender was not even a conversation we were having until Laverne Cox on Orange is the New Black, until Caitlyn Jenner. And again, that was all through social media. So technology has really informed gender in many different ways. And I think, for me, again, since like I said, it's supposed to be kind of a linear story of gender, technology was the next big boom that I could really pinpoint to think, okay, when did our ideas of male and female finally shift or glitch? And that was when the introduction of technology, when people started connecting across the world and discovering, oh, you feel this way too? I'm not the only one that has these, body identity issues, or, people were able to communicate in a much broader scale. So that's kind of the second vignette.
Loving alive.
So in the final vignette, we're really talking about exactly this idea of non-binary, of neutrality, of we're all the same. It doesn't matter what's between our legs. It doesn't matter how we identify our gender or our sexual orientation. At the end of the day, we all want to be loved. We all have to eat. We all have to have a roof over our head. we're all the same. And I think especially now at the day and age we're in, xenophobia is at a huge, all-time high, the fear of that which is different from us. And I think that's why I want to make this statement about how we are the same. And instead of, trying to find our differences, we should really be trying to find our similarities. So the final room, as you heard the song, it's about being friends. It's about revealing your skin. That's the white room over there, which, all of the dancers at this point, they take off their clothes to reveal their nude undergarments, very vulnerable. And hopefully it will leave the audience, with a sense of openness.